Hi there, my name is Rachel Chan, I'm 15 years old and I'm the youngest child of 6 kids. Crazy, I know. 6 kids? How do we not want to kill each other? How do we get along? Sibling rivalry. It's pretty regular, but I'm not talking about the moments where you want to punch your brother or yell at your sister or disown yourself and run away. Because everybody who has had siblings has felt that at some point in their lives. I know I have. The sibling rivalry I'm talking about is long-term feelings of competition for attention, affection, and approval of your parents. I'm pretty lucky because my parents did quite a good job of eliminating the toxic feelings of rivalry between the 6 of us. It's easy as the youngest child to feel jealous of all that your siblings have done and anger because you're expected to live up to such high expectations. But how my parents got it right is they love us individually and for our individual strengths and never once compared us to each other. You can't compare apples to oranges, so you shouldn't compare one kid to another. Allowing individuality is one of the main things that a lot of kids need. They need to be reassured that they are their own person. They will have individual interests, individual personalities, individual goals, and individual paths in life. So you should recognize that from the start. Even if your children both dance or both draw or both sail, they're still going to find their individual paths within those hobbies. And so you should never compare one to another and always make sure that they're having healthy competition, if any competition at all. Because even though you want your kids to bond and spur each other on, you never want to introduce toxic feelings for one another, because there's nothing like having a brother or sister, and their relationship is going to be unique from every other relationship on this earth. So you want that relationship to be strong and for them to be there for each other through their entire lives. Support them in what they do and make sure that you show them that you have an interest in their interests and hobbies in life and that you want to help them get where they want to be. Another main thing that you have to really focus on is achievements. All kids are going to have achievements in their lives, and that's one of the main things about growing up. You grow up and you have different experiences in life that make you feel good about yourself. Even though some achievements are technically larger or bigger on the scale of the world, it's important to remind your kids that their achievements are only as big as in relation to their goals in life. What I mean by that is, for example, my brother Andrew won the Asian Games gold medal back in, I think, 2015, which meant he was #1 in Asia, and that's a huge deal. It was a huge deal to all of us because we were so happy for him, and, sailing is what he wanted to do. It's his profession, and so we were all so excited for him, and we cheered him on. But my parents never let us think for a moment that that achievement was bigger than our achievements in relation to our own goals. For example, I'm a dancer and I love performing, and I go to a professional training program here in Canada, and I've been doing lots of little performances, but my biggest performance was this weekend. Even though my achievement wasn't as big as being #1 in Asia, my parents still made me understand that my achievement is just as big as Andrew's because it's in relation of what I want to do in life. I want to be a performer, so the way that you work up to being a performer is you do performances. And even though they're not the largest performances and I'm not on Broadway, it's still the little things that matter to what I'm going to do. Because Andrew's goal in life was to be a professional sailor, this was the achievement that was to scale to his goal. And it was important, and we all spurred him on, but we all spur each other on for our own individual, achievements. And that is not to say that you should just ignore the larger achievements that your kids are achieving and just look at all the little things. No, not at all. It is just to say that you should raise your children to understand that each and every one of their achievements means as much to you as it should to them. Another thing to think about is attention. Are you giving one child more attention than the other? If you do find that you're giving one of your kids more attention than the other, then you're not a bad person at all, and this is completely natural because of the different people that they are and how your personalities click, and also because of their hobbies and interests. You might be spending more time bringing one of your kids to dance class because you know more about that than you know about sailing, and it's very natural. My advice to you would probably be not to take down one of your kids' levels of attention, but to bring the other kids up and make sure that you're spending equal amount of time with each other. Even though family time together is important, it is important to connect to your kids on individual levels because you're raising them to be individual people and telling them that it's okay to do that, but you need to understand them as individuals instead of as your children. The last thing that I'm going to say is to read your children. These are your children. You have a bond with them like no other. With teens, sometimes you go through the phases where one kid needs more attention than the other, but you should never underestimate how much the other kid is going to understand. Talk to them about what's happening and make sure you're tailoring your approach to each and every single one of your kids, because they're individual, like I've said so many times in this video. Every individual is going to react or respond to something differently. And really, people can give you advice, but nobody can give you an instruction manual on how to parent. So just trust in yourself, trust in your kids, and make sure that you're communicating with them. Happy parenting, everyone!